it's time for Fantasy Fanatics.
Welcome into Fantasy Fanatics here on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
And I'm Freeman.
And we have a little bit of a shorter show for you today. We're going to go an hour, but that's okay. And let's sort of jump right into it here. We're going to be talking about some of your fantasy players that hopefully you have on your team as well that we can all talk about. And let's start with the offensive players on some of our rosters in our Fantasy Fanatics League. Taking a look at that, as the number one player fantasy-wise is one of your players, Andrew.
Yes.
Charlie Blackmon. And what a great free agent
pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got him like a week ago, maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a week ago I picked him up, and I think he was dropped by Windy City. Don't know why. He dropped him. I picked him up right away, and he got me. This week he has 86 points.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's really good. And he has, 5 home runs in total, and he's 32 for 78.
4 of those home runs were this week, 7 RBIs with, if he has no multiple base hits, all of his multiple base hits are home runs.
Yeah, that's crazy. 5 doubles, I mean, wow. And let's see, 16 RBIs. I mean, he's really keeping the Rockies alive here until Troy Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez can sort of get into the swing of things, which I think they're starting to come up.
Troy Tulowitzki already is there, man. This week alone, he has 95 points for our league.
Wow.
He got, just this week, he got, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. With 6 walks, only 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, and
he's on fire.
Yeah, he so far in our fantasy league, he is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is the 6th best player in the league so far.
And we said at the beginning before we even drafted, if Troy can not get injured, he'll be amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, because he, last few years, because I think he's been in the league maybe 4 or 5 years, but he's been injured for a lot of that time, so it's good to see that he's doing good right now, and hopefully he can stay healthy, because if he stays healthy, the Rockies could be in good shape with this new guy, Charlie Blackmon, Carlos Gonzalez, and some other guys. Hopefully they can do good. Another guy that's been playing really well, and this is owned by the Shinner squad, is Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols hit his 500th home run earlier in the week, if you didn't know. He hit it, I think it was Tuesday night. So that's sort of a milestone for him.
Yeah, he's 8 of 24 this last week, 4 home runs. Looking good.
Yeah, and he has 8 home runs this year with 20 RBIs, 55 total bases. That's really impressive, especially from somebody that didn't have a good year last year. I feel like a lot of people maybe didn't want to pick him up this year and went with other first basemen. But
I was one of those people. I thought he was on the downslide of what his... I didn't think he was in his prime anymore.
Yeah, and I didn't really think so either. Because, I mean, he really... I mean, the Angels in whole didn't really have that good of a year. But it's just kind of crazy that he's turned out to be such a good player, especially for this year. Number 3 on the list, right fielder for the Marlins, Giancarlo Stanton, having another big... year so far, and he's going to play at the Mets tonight against Zach Wheeler, who is my fantasy pitcher, so hopefully my fantasy pitcher can shut him down. But he's owned by Mike Pendleton, and he has 6 home runs and 50 total bases, 27 RBI. He does have a lot of strikeouts. He already has 29 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's slowed down this week. He has 9 strikeouts, only 1 home run, and 2 doubles.
Yeah, and he's also got... Yeah, he's got 7 doubles in all. So, Nelson Cruz is another guy that maybe a lot of people didn't want to gamble on this year because he was suspended a little bit last year with the steroid issue that he had, or I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he was suspended for the remainder of the regular season. He was back for the playoffs, I believe, for the Rangers. But yeah, he's on Baltimore now. He's a right fielder in DH. I know he hit 2 home runs against Toronto. I think that was last night. It might have been Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really playing well too, and so are the Orioles.
This week he's top dog, number 1 for the last 7 days. He has 112 points, went 12 of 29, 1 double, 4 home runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, but the home runs made up for that.
Yeah, and the best let's see, another guy on Oakland who's doing well, Josh Donaldson. Oakland usually has some good.
Yeah, we said he would be a
really
beast
good
anyway this season.
Yeah,
we knew that Josh Donaldson would do well.
Right. He has 9 doubles, which is really good on this list. The only one that has more doubles than him are 10 with Paul Goldschmidt and Chase Utley, so he's really doing good.
Josh Donaldson's having a good week, went 10 of 27. He had less singles than he had doubles.
Wow.
This week, and he had 3 home runs. So
that's a good sign.
Oh, yeah.
And then we already went over Troy Tulowitzki. He's next on the list. Next is one of my guys, Jose Abreu, who, of course, if you don't know, I've been having an issue where I have Freddie Freeman and Jose Abreu, and I just can't let go of either one. And it seems like every time I play Jose Abreu, he does bad. And then when I take him out of the starting lineup and put in Freddie Freeman, Jose Abreu will go off and have a couple home runs.
Yeah.
So I'm in a little bit of a pickle there with that. But, he has 7 home runs this year. 21 RBIs, 51 total bases. He's drawing a lot of walks, I know.
11 strikeouts this week for Jose.
Yeah, he's a huge strikeout guy, though. If he had a weakness coming into the season, that was definitely his weakness, was the whole strikeout issue. But yeah, he's on this list. He's doing well so far. They're playing. I'm not starting him today because they're playing Tampa Bay and they're facing Chris Archer, who is one of their young arms out there. So hopefully, at least I'm hoping Abreu doesn't do good because I'm not starting him. But of course, that probably won't happen, and he'll probably hit 2 home runs off of Archer.
Probably.
Yeah. Another guy on this list, first baseman Adrian Gonzalez. Adrian Gonzalez has 52 total bases, 6 home runs. I know he's getting a lot of hits this year. I don't know if you can look at how he's done the past week, but
I'm looking for him. He's not in the top 50 so far.
Okay, so he's not having such a good week, but he's still up there in the standings as far as available free agents, as far as available players, as far as how many fantasy points they've scored in our league. But yeah, Adrian Gonzalez is doing pretty good. He has 8 doubles, 22 strikeouts, not horrible for a guy like him. And
Adrian Gonzalez, 8 for 23, 1 home run, 2 doubles. Only 41 points this week, but it's still good.
Yeah, that's still good. Alexi Ramirez, of course, I believe he lost his hitting streak last week, but he did have a hitting streak where I think it was 17 games. He started off the season 17 straight games with a hit. And he's the shortstop for the White Sox. He has 4 home runs this year, which is very unusual for a shortstop. 17 RBI. He's batting in the back of that lineup. He has 6 doubles, which is pretty good. And 22 singles, which is also good for him. He's definitely doing good. I think he's cooled off this week, though.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him in the top 100.
Yeah. So, Ryan Braun is another option. Of course, he moved from left to right field this year, and I don't think he's been... I know he had a really good week last week where he's
top 10 this week as well.
Yeah, he had a home run in the top of the 9th with 2 outs at Pittsburgh to tie up the game, and they ended up winning that game in extra innings. So he was a big part of that. And they're going to be playing the Cubs, and of course they're facing Charlie Villanueva, so I think the Brewers will win that, and I think Braun will probably have a big game. So he has 6 home runs in all and 17 RBIs, 16 runs scored. So he's really doing good.
3 of his home runs were this week.
Yeah, so he's really starting to break out here. Oh, and hopefully he's not taking steroids right now, because that would be kind of an issue.
Crushing up some sort of antler and sniffing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Jose Bautista is, a right fielder for Toronto. He's also doing good with 6 home runs as well. Or he has 6 home runs. I'm not sure how good he was doing last week. I know he had a really good start to the season. They're playing against Boston tonight, so it'll be kind of tough for them.
He's not in our top 25 to 50.
Okay.
Looks like he did not have such a good week, because I don't see him at all.
Yeah, and okay, let's move on to some of our pitchers. that we own.
Yeah, he's all the way in like 70th.
Okay, well, hopefully he'll be back up there soon. Okay, some of the pitchers. Let's see here. The best one in our league so far, Johnny Cueto, starting pitcher for the Reds. He has 91.5 fantasy points this year so far, which is more than any other pitcher by about 5 points. So he's really doing good. In 39 innings pitched, he's only given up 6 earned runs. He has 39 strikeouts, which is really good. 5 quality starts. So pretty much each time he's gone out, he has a quality start. He has 2 complete games.
Yeah, one of them was this week.
That's the real. That's the real key. He has 2 complete games, which is remarkable. And he also has 1 shutout, which is good. But he's 2-2, so his Reds haven't been able to give him any run support. But he's really been doing good because he's only given up 6 earned runs, and he's lost 2 of his starts. So,
let me take a look at his season.
Sure. Yeah, because he's doing pretty well.
19 hits. I mean, that's in the average range. 19 hits, 6 errors isn't that bad. He's doing really good. It's just the walks. He's in the double digits already with walks.
Right, he's given up 11 walks
and 1 balk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say he's good in all areas except for walks.
Right. And last guy we'll go over before we go to break, Adam Wainwright, who is owned by you over there, Freeman.
Yes.
And, it looks like he's day-to-day, but is that anything serious?
He's supposed to pitch his game this weekend, so
okay, good.
I don't think it's very serious.
Okay, and they're going to be playing the Pirates, so that's a big NL Central matchup. 37 innings pitched. He's given up 21 hits, 6 earned runs. Only 9 walks. He has 35 strikeouts, 4 quality starts, so each time he's gone out, thrown a quality start. He has 1 complete game, and that was also a shutout. And he's 4-1, so he's definitely doing more in the win column than Johnny Cueto. But, yeah, it's pretty interesting to see a couple of NL Central guys up here at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Because the NL Central really is pretty strong, with the exception of the Cubs. I mean, the Pirates have played really well. Milwaukee's off to their best start in a really long time, and they're the best team in baseball, at least record-wise they are. And St. Louis has been good again, and Cincinnati's been hanging around like they usually do. So, a lot of things are looking good for the NL Central. And that was the last one we're going to go over. We're going to take a break. And then when we come back from break, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but we also want to get into some stuff about Michael Pineda and just sort of our reaction to the whole Michael Pineda thing and the whole Pine Tar issue. So stick around at Fantasy Fanatics, SportsTownChicago.com.
Winners. I did it. I won. Yes. Losers. I never win anything.
Welcome back to SportsTownChicago.com's Fantasy Fanatics. I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
I'm Andrew Freeman. And speaking of losers, I'm destroying you 280 to 142 this week. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, there's really not much I can do at this point. My offense really hasn't been doing anything.
You have not made any waiver wire pickups, and I am concerned.
I know, because I don't want to drop anybody from my team.
You're going to go on a losing streak. You're already on a losing streak. You've lost 2 in a row.
No, I've lost only 1. Well, it's going to be 2 after this week, but yeah, I'm going to be 2-2. I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, I think you're just having a really good week. I mean,
I've had 2 good weeks where I've been top 2 of scoring.
You do have Martin Perez, who has thrown 2 complete games, 2 shutouts.
I just picked him up 2 days ago, so I've not reaped the benefits from those 2 complete game shutouts.
Okay. He's also 4-0, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, why was he dropped? I do not know.
I don't know. I wonder who dropped him.
I don't know, but someone did, and I picked him up.
Unless he was never picked up and he was on the free agent list.
True, could have been, but
yeah. And another guy that's been doing good is Felix Hernandez, which is sort of same story with him ever since he's been brought up. He has 43 strikeouts. He always seems to not necessarily lead the majors, but he's always in the top of the majors with strikeouts. He's thrown 5 quality starts. He's 3-1. Each time he's gone out, he's thrown a quality start. He's on my team, by the way. And And also Jose Fernandez, who is that young phenom for Miami who threw a no-hitter the last game of the season in 2013. He's really done good, too. He has gone 3-1. He has 47 strikeouts, so 4 more than Felix Hernandez. He's only given up 7 earned runs, only issued 6 walks so far, and this is, I think that's 4 or 5 starts. Scott Kazmir has kind of been a surprise this year. Oakland got him from Cleveland last year, and he's done really well. He's 3-0. He's thrown 5 quality starts, 31 strikeouts, and that's in 33 innings pitched. And just a couple more guys, Masahiro Tanaka and Zach Greinke, who are both on my team. So I think my pitching's there. The problem is my offense. Gene Segura hasn't done anything all year until last night when he hit a 3-run homer.
Yeah.
But before that, he wasn't doing anything. I was basically playing with no shortstop, and I was going to drop him, but I decided to play him one more day, and he did hit the home run, so I'm sort of sticking with him. But yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm losing in this fantasy week is because my offense has just not come together at all.
It has not. It's been ugly.
And I know yours is doing really well.
You're averaging about, 30 points per day. I'm averaging close to 80.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll have a good weekend and I can make it a little interesting, but there's really no way I can win this week. At least I'm thinking there's probably no way I can win this week. Although I do have 2 pitchers going Friday, 2 Saturday, and 2 Sunday.
Yeah.
I think. I might only have 1 Sunday, but yeah, I'll get more points back from that. But yeah, Masahiro Tanaka and Zach Greinke are doing good. I'm glad that Tanaka's doing good because a lot of people didn't really know what he was going to do this year because it's his first year in the majors. But he's really shown up, and he has 35 strikeouts. He threw that 2-hitter against the Chicago Cubs a couple weeks ago. 35 strikeouts, 4 quality starts. He's 3-0 as well. And Zach Greinke is 4-0, and he has 40 strikeouts and 8 earned runs. So, yeah, I mean, everyone's doing pretty well.
Next week you go against 162-0, so you might make a comeback.
Okay. Yeah, I should be able to.
I'm going against Just in Time, and I think I'll be fine.
I like how everyone's competing though. Like everyone's actually making moves, and everyone's at least setting their lineup every day, so you're not missing out on a whole lot of points.
There's no gimme games here.
Right. We're I'm in another league with a couple of my friends, but it's not really that serious of a league because a lot of people aren't playing really. But this league is definitely a lot more fun.
Let's talk about some pickups you could make yourself.
Because there are a couple I can make.
There are. Dayan Vicido's having a good week. He's 14-28. 8 singles, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, 5 RBIs.
Yes.
And he only has 1 strikeout. And we said that if he worked on his not striking out all the time, he'd be a pretty good player.
He only has 1 strikeout? That's hard to believe, but that's
week,
really
and he
impressive.
Has 74 points.
Wow, yeah. That's it's definitely impressive. Let's see here. A guy to look out for is Chris Colabello. He is first baseman and right fielder for Minnesota. He's really done well all year, but I feel like a lot of people maybe don't know him, and that's why he's on our free agent list. But yeah, he's definitely a guy to look out for. He's only grounded into 1 double play, and he has 26 RBIs along with 45 total bases, 9 doubles, which is really good. It's the most on this list that I see. So 9 doubles is pretty good. And he scored 10 runs along with 26 RBIs. So yeah, he's done really well. Michael Brantley's having a good week, but I wouldn't look too much into that because it is Michael Brantley, and he is on the Cleveland Indians, and I think he'll definitely cool off. But he is having a good week.
He only has 6 strikeouts for the season.
Yeah, that's good. But
he's owned by 100% of ESPN leagues.
Right. And, of course, a lot of leagues probably have 12 teams. See, like, if we had 12 teams instead of 10, all these people would be gone.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'd have a very, very dry free agent list.
That'd be like 28 less people.
Right. So, yeah, it's definitely interesting. Another guy that's been doing pretty well is Michael Morse, who had a lot of question marks going into the season. He sort of bounced around a lot of teams. He was with the Mariners. He was with Washington. I'm not sure where he came before Washington, but he's been all over the place. He came up in the White Sox organization, I know. And he's with the Giants now, and he hit 2 home runs 2 monster home runs. I was watching some highlights of it. He hit 2 monster home runs a couple days ago. I think that was possibly in Colorado. But yeah, he's really been doing really well. And he's another guy to look out for if you need an outfielder, because he seems to be playing every day, so he's definitely a good guy. Another good guy is the second baseman for the Twins, Brian Dozier. He did okay last year, but he's definitely doing good this year. He's 19 for 85 as far as hits are concerned, so the batting average isn't quite there. But he does have 6 home runs, which is pretty impressive for a second baseman, especially a smaller, faster guy like Brian Dozier. He has 24 strikeouts, 6 stolen bases, which is really good. Stolen bases is a big thing, and so it's good to see that he has those. And just a couple other guys, like Neil Walker has been playing pretty well. He hit that walk-off home run against the Cubs on opening day. But
Matt Joyce is batting .364 with 11 runs, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs.
364? Wow.
364.
Matt Joyce.
He hit double-digit numbers 3 days in a row.
It's crazy.
He's doing really good this week.
It looks like it, because, I mean, wow, he's
20
really
of 55,
well.
yeah.
Soriano's another guy that's been doing pretty well, too, surprisingly enough. He has 4 home runs, but 41 total bases. I know he's walking a lot. He's
gone negative once this season.
So that's good. So he's scored,
He's gotten
points
hits.
or more.
He's actually on a hit streak. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, he is on some sort of hit streak, I know.
He's at 8-day hit streak.
Which is really good for Soriano,
And
someone who's
half of
prone to
those
going
days-
0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, half those days were multiple hits.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Ryan Howard has sort of come out of his shell. He's doing pretty well this year, too. So he's another guy to look out for.
Jimmy Rollins is cooling off. Do not pick up.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't pick up.
He had
Jimmy
one
Rollins.
good game, and people jumped on him. No, don't touch that with a 10-foot stick.
It's just like the Adam Dunn thing, where people might think, oh, Adam Dunn's starting to heat up. He's getting multiple hits. He's drawing walks. No.
He has
Don't
one
pick up
game
Adam
where he
Dunn.
hits a bunch of home runs, and then the next month he strikes out 50 times.
No one's even out of April yet. It's only April 25th. We still have the whole month of May for Adam Dunn in June and July, and I don't think he's going to be any better than what he's doing right now. So it can only really go downhill from there. That's why I wouldn't pick him up if I was looking for somebody like him. But we're going to do a scoreboard update. Come back. We're going to talk about a couple more free agents on the pitching side, and then we're going to talk about Michael Pineda, because that's a hot subject that's been brought up in the media and everything. So we'll talk about that after an update.
Winners. I did it. I won. Yes. Losers. I never win anything.
Welcome back to SportstownChicago.com. It's Fantasy Fanatics. I'm Ryan Stuffridge.
And now I'm Andrew Freeman.
And we were going over some of the free agents in our league. Now let's move over to the pitching side real quick.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about a couple people, including Aaron Harang, who has really done pretty well. I know me and Andrew still aren't really sold on him yet, but he's definitely been doing good.
The hit count's low. He only has 3 errors. 13 walks is high. 33 strikeouts, good. He's probably the best pickup out of this list right now.
Yeah, either him or Jason Vargas, in my opinion. Jason Vargas is with Kansas City now.
The only problem is Jason Vargas, 27 hits.
Yeah, that's a lot of hits, but he's also been able to get out of some jams, obviously. He's thrown 5 quality starts. He's 2-0. Yeah, and Aaron Harang has thrown 5 quality starts. He's 3-1. So, yeah, he's definitely a better option.
I'm just concerned with Jason Vargas. The 27 hits, he has only 18 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a contact pitcher, but hopefully, I just don't see it now. I wouldn't pick him up.
Another guy that pitched well a couple nights ago, John Lackey. John Lackey pitched really well, 8 strong innings to beat the Yankees. I think that was Wednesday night. He has 34 strikeouts, thrown 3 quality starts. He does have a lot of earned runs, 15, but he's definitely on the up side now. After he didn't have very good starts, he's 3-2, and he has 39 fantasy points. He's a guy that you might want to pick up. He's definitely starting to go on a streak now, I think. So he would be a guy to pick up. And just a couple more people on this list. Let's see. Ian Kennedy is another option. He pitched well against Milwaukee Tuesday night. He only has one win, but he's definitely been playing pretty well these last few starts. And Jenry Mejia for the Mets has also pitched pretty well. Only 5 earned runs, 25 strikeouts. Had a lot of walks, though. 14 walks. That's kind of a lot for a starting pitcher.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So when, the other guys on this list have 8 and 9 and 4 and 6 and so he definitely needs to keep the walk total down. But now I wanted to talk a little bit about Michael Pineda, and I'm sure you saw the play.
This wasn't the first time. Earlier in
Right.
the season, he was playing Boston.
Right. I think that was. I think he had a start in between those, but
they saw substance on his arm, but they didn't say anything.
Right.
That time.
Right.
This time, they saw it in the first inning.
There's this big glob of pine tar on his neck.
It was on his neck and wrist.
And I guess it wasn't there the first inning, and then when he came out in the second inning, it was there.
Yeah.
And
but the funny thing is New York was losing,
right.
even with the pine tar.
Yeah, I think they were losing like 4-0 at that point.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And Red Sox manager John Farrell came out and, demanded that something was done, and then they ejected him. And he's suspended. I think he's suspended 16
4
days.
games.
Or
I thought it was 4 games.
4 full games. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something like that. Which, I mean, it's fair because
4
you can't.
starts. So
Yeah.
that's like 4 weeks for him.
Okay. And
so 16 days makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is 16 days then. But I mean, I guess, and I've heard this, that a lot of people, use pine tar, use other substances to have an edge, to get a better grip on the ball when it's cold out. Obviously they're like illegal substances, but you can't. But if you're using them, you have to use them more discreetly.
The rule says you're not supposed to put any foreign substance on the ball.
Right, and if people do it, they do it more discreetly. Where
you can use sweat,
people don't
dirt,
see it.
but you cannot use pine tar.
Yeah, and, sometimes people use pine tar in the batter's box when they're about to go up to have a better hold of the bat, but.
I don't know if there's a rule against putting a foreign substance to help grip the bat.
I'm not quite sure if there is. But, I mean, this whole Michael Pineda thing is a little ridiculous. It's just, I don't understand. Like, after you were caught, you decided to do it again. It's just, it's sort of a typical Yankee thing where, like, it wouldn't happen to any other team but the Yankees.
Someone needs to talk to his translator because he didn't get the message.
Exactly. We're going to take a break, come back. We're going to give you a little bit of an injury report and maybe talk about a little some other things to end the show. So stick around, Fantasy Fanatics, SportsTownChicago.com.
Let me hear you! Going loud! A1, A2, A3. Take me out to the line. Take me out to the
The DL on the ALNL.
Welcome back to Fantasy Fanatics on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuffrich.
I'm Andrew Freeman. That was the man, the myth, the legend, Harry Carey.
Yes.
A beloved Chicago icon.
Yes, he is. And this is the DL on the ALNL. We're just going to give you a couple players, a little up-to-date information on them, including Yoenis Cespedes, who is with the Oakland Athletics, of course, he's their left fielder. He is day-to-day currently with a left hamstring strain. This was from today. least. He should be back today. It says any day with his status. He exited the game early last night, but he should be ready to go. There's some new news on AJ Griffin, who is the Athletics pitcher. He is on the 15-day DL right now. Still to be determined when he's supposed to be back. But he was placed on the 15-day DL right before opening day. He was placed March 29th, but it looks like the May return is still possible for him. Let's see, a couple other players. Josh Hamilton is still on the DL, but he did have stitches removed and started working out last week. That's the latest information I have on him, but he has a torn UCL on his left thumb.
Yeah, nothing new.
Yeah. Let's see here. A couple more players that are hurt but should be returning soon, including Jason Mott, who is, at one point, he was the Cardinals closer. He's supposed to be back possibly in May. He's recovering from May 2013 Tommy John surgery, so of course that takes which takes about a year to completely heal from. And Adam Wainwright should be good to go any day. He's day to day. He has a hyperextended right knee. He threw a side session yesterday, so he should be ready to go. And Justin Ruggiano on the Cubs, he is part of that logjam of outfielders that the Cubs have. He was placed on the 15-day DL yesterday with his left hamstring strain. I don't know if you saw the play, but it was, I think, Wednesday's game against the Diamondbacks. He was charging for a ball, and he fell, and he got a left hamstring strain. It didn't look very good, but he's placed on the 15-day DL. So
he has a grade 2 tear in his hamstring.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound good, obviously.
He's expected to miss at least 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, I could see that. So, yeah, so it'll be more than...
No, that's just recovery, actually, so it's going to be longer than that.
Yeah, it'll be longer than that. But, hey, they're down an outfielder now. Now they don't have to worry about it, I guess, if you want to look at it like that. Mark Trumbo was placed on the 15-day DL. He was placed on the 15-day DL yesterday. He has a stress fracture in his left foot, and it was retroactive to an April 22nd injury that he had. So yeah, so that's kind of a big loss.
They're saying that he's getting a second opinion, that he got a stress fracture, but he was been dealing with plantar fasciitis this spring. So the plantar fascia is tight, and when it's tight and you step on it, if it's too tight, it will pull the bone with it, and you'll get that stress fracture, which is gruesome.
Right. Some new news on Clayton Kershaw as he threw a bullpen session a few days ago. He's expected to begin some minor league rehab assignments today. And it still says that possibly early May is when he's going to return. Obviously he'll come back and he'll be strong, but. Let's see, is there any new news on...
Let's see, Mr. Kershaw, April 23rd, so Wednesday, they said he needs to throw more than one rehab start before rejoining the Dodgers, but it sounds like only a matter of weeks, not months, before we see him back on the big league mound.
Okay.
Toeing the rubber.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for baseball when he's out there, so hopefully he can get out there as soon as possible. Another guy for the Seattle Mariners, Hisashi Iwakuma, he was placed on the DL a couple weeks ago, but he threw 58 pitches in a simulated game April 22nd, and he's scheduled to begin a AAA rehab assignment April 27th. And the Mariners could really use him because they're not doing too well this year. They're sort of hovering around 500, but yeah, he's still supposed to be back possibly early May.
He's supposed to make a rehab start on Tuesday, but it was rained out, so he did a sim game the day after, and they say it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah. Gio Gonzalez for the Nationals should be ready any day now. He should be ready to go possibly April 29th. He exited his start early April 23rd, which was Wednesday. He has left shoulder tightness.
Is that a day-to-day?
Yes, he's day-to-day.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have him on here.
And let's see. Ryan Zimmerman is still hurt, but he should be back. With his timetable of, I think it was 4 to 6 weeks. Chase Headley is day-to-day with a right calf strain. He exited the game early yesterday, so hopefully he should be ready to go soon.
There's updated news on Chase. Missed approximately a month when he strained his calf in spring training, but it sounds like he may be able to return a bit sooner this time around. May 10th.
Okay.
The earliest possible date he could be back.
All right, so that's not too much time. So,
No.
yeah, hopefully he'll be ready to go. Let's see, a couple more people as Alex Cobb, who is also with the Rays. He's one of their good pitchers. He was placed on the 15-day DL. That was a little bit ago, April 13th. I'm not sure if there's any new news on him, but he still has that left oblique strain.
April 20th, they released that he'll probably begin throwing in the coming weeks before ramping up his rehab by the middle of May. So he might not be out till June.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a long time. Tampa Bay's really got some issues. Losing Matt Moore for the rest of the season. And then, because they had a really good staff with Cobb, Moore, Archer, and David Price, and now you pretty much are just down to David Price and Chris Archer. So it really kind of sucks for them, but hopefully they'll be ready to go soon.
Yeah, Matt Moore's not going to be back till next season.
Right, because he was one of those guys that got the Tommy John bug.
Which there is a report about. This is the Tommy John era, like
right.
You were saying last week. Or the week before that. You've been saying it pretty much this entire season.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of injuries with that. Moving on to the White Sox. The White Sox have some new news as Avisail Garcia is out for the season, which we already know. And Adam Eaton for the White Sox is day-to-day right now with a sore left hamstring. But he should be back today. It says due possibly back. So as of, let's see, in the notes here, it says, as of yesterday, manager Robin Ventura said Eaton may return April 25th. So he might be back today. If not, he'll definitely be back for the weekend. Of course, their good second baseman, Gordon Beckham, he's back with the team.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can give them a little bit of a boost in the lineup to get on base and everything. Chris Sale was placed on the 15-day DL April 22nd. And
that's not good.
No, and he has a left forearm strain, but it looks like he's just going to miss a few starts. He's not going to be missing a whole lot of time. A lot of people think that this had to do with the fact that he threw like 127 pitches his last time out. I'm not so sure if that's the main reason, but yeah, he's on the 15-day DL, which the White Sox can't afford for him to miss a whole lot of time.
He's missing 3 starts for sure.
3 starts for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, he'll be back sometime in May.
He's eligible May 3rd, but I don't know if that's going to be the
Right.
case.
Yankees pitcher Ivan Nova, who I actually had on my team at one point, he is out for the season with a partial tear of the UCL in his right elbow. So he's going to undergo Tommy John surgery next week. So yeah, that definitely wasn't good for the Yankees, because the Yankees already have a pretty depleted pitching staff with the exception of Tanaka and Kuroda, because CC Sabathia hasn't really been that good for a couple years. Mm-hmm. And Ivan Nova was a guy that they were really counting on, and he didn't really live up to expectations, and now he's out for the year. So
It's not like the Yankees can't afford to buy a new pitcher.
Oh, they always can, and I'm sure I heard some sort of rumor that the Cubs were looking to trade. It was this big blockbuster trade that somebody reported. It was like Jeff Samardzija and a couple other guys to go to the Yankees for just a bunch of prospects, pretty much, which would be kind of interesting. I don't really like the move. I personally don't really think they should get rid of Samardzija. If they can keep Jeff Samardzija, they should, but Samardzija can't take the money that he's asking for because the Cubs can't afford to pay him all that money to make him be an ace, when in reality he's a third starter on a good team. And we still don't know what we're going to see from him. He's done really well this year, but we're just not completely sure what he's going to do for the rest of the year because he's kind of inconsistent. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as we close out here, any final thoughts about the Cubs or just in the MLB in general?
Win some games, Cubbies.
Kind of hard to win some games when you're putting crap out on the field, but I mean, a lot of that has to do with the future, and as we always hear about.
Yes, the oncoming. It's like winter coming in the Game of Thrones.
My great-grandpa's 96. He hasn't seen them win a World Series. He can't wait any longer, guys. They got to win this year for him.
It's got to happen.
But, I mean, I'm only 19. I can wait. So, yeah, I'll just let them do whatever they're going to do. So, yeah. This has been Fantasy Fanatics on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to tune in next week from 2 to 4 or 2 to 3, whatever we decide. And I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
And I'm Andrew Freeman.
And we will see you next week. Friday Sports Riot will be coming up in about an hour, so stay tuned for that.